Day 8 of reviewing every album in my record collection. Today we're looking at the Beatles' self-titled album, aka The White Album. Perhaps one of the most well-known double albums ever to be created, this hour and a half of material from the Beatles showcases some of their best and some of their worst songs, like a hodgepodge of ideas. With the four Beatles at a breaking point in their career within the band, this album has a clear concept. The Beatles tackle their ideas separately. What this results in is a mishmash of styles, sounds, and overall creative control, leading to a very interesting, sometimes mind-blowing, and sometimes mind-numbing experience. Tracks like Back in the USSR, Blackbird, and Helter Skelter show Paul's occasionally genius songwriting and forward-thinking ideas, especially with Helter Skelter being a strong precursor to heavy metal. While John Lennon continues to impress with tracks like Dear Prudence and of course Happiness is a Warm Gun, a track that, although short, goes through multiple tonal shifts, and in many ways can be considered like the Beatles' version of Bohemian Rhapsody before Bohemian Rhapsody even existed. Harrison as well pens a masterpiece with While My Guitar Gently Weeps, once again showing his underdog status. That being said, there's a reason most of what I mentioned is mostly in the first half of this double album, and that's because the second half, unfortunately, becomes much weaker. Savoy Truffle feels like a cheap rehash of Glass Onion, Long 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 just borders into boring territory, and Goodnight closes out the album with a real sleeper track, pun intended. Revolution 1, although still good, is nowhere near as good as the more heavy rock-oriented version that was released as a single, and Revolution 9, although intriguing, doesn't justify its place in an official Beatles album, despite the fact that it is a very interesting experimental sound collage. That all being said, I do believe the first album of this double album is better than anything the Beatles released prior to this. It's just a shame that the second album is also attached. Overall, this double album gets a soft rating of 8 and a hard rating of 9.